All right, for years, we've all been obsessed with one thing, SEO, right? Trying to hit that #1 spot on Google. Well, guess what? The game has completely changed. We are officially in the age of AI search, and that means it's a whole new playbook. So let's dive in and figure out how these new AI engines actually decide what's worth citing.
So I've got to ask you this straight up. With this massive shift happening, is your content basically becoming invisible? Because if you're still stuck thinking about ranking, you might already be getting left behind. And this right here is the absolute core of the shift. See, traditional search was a ranking game. It was a race to the top of the list. AI search, totally different. It's a selection process. It doesn't just rank 10 links, it pulls in a whole bunch of potential sources, and then it selects a chosen few to build its answer. Your goal isn't to be #1 anymore, it's to be chosen. Now, this whole system runs on something called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. All that really means is the AI first retrieves information from all over the place. Search indexes, knowledge graphs, you name it. But, and this is the part you really have to get, retrieval is just step 1. It's just the entry ticket. It does not guarantee you'll get cited.
Yeah, you should really think of it like a gauntlet. Once your content gets retrieved, it then has to survive this whole series of intense tests to prove it's actually good enough to be used in an answer. So let's break down what those tests actually are.
So after that initial grab, the AI is basically asking itself a bunch of questions. How clear is this explanation? Can I easily pull a specific answer out of this thing? We call that structural extractability. Does it actually fit the topic? Is it safe and credible? And does the website itself seem trustworthy? If you get a no on any of these, you're out. It's that simple.
But if there's one single factor that stands head and shoulders above the rest, it is this one: structural extractability. Seriously, it's not just about what you're saying, it's about how you say it, how you format it. This is the single biggest thing that drives whether you get cited or not.
And what's so great about this slide is that it basically gives you the blueprint, the secret recipe. You start with a question right in your heading. Then, immediately after, you give a super direct 40 to 60 word answer. No marketing fluff, no long intros. Then you back it up with bullet points or numbered steps. This answer-first format is like spoon-feeding the AI exactly what it needs to feel confident.
This quote just nails the new reality. Having a big, high-authority domain, that's your ticket to the show. It gets you in the door, it gets you retrieved by the AI. But it's the structure of your content that actually wins the main event, that gets you selected for the final answer. The AI is also pretty smart about knowing what you're looking for. When you're just starting out asking basic informational questions, it tends to rely on big editorial sites. Then, when you move into comparing products, it starts pulling in user reviews from places like Reddit and YouTube. And finally, when you're ready to buy, that's when brand websites start to show up more. So your content format has to match the user's intent.
The AI is also playing the long game. It's building a profile on your brand, what we call your entity, over time. Is your company consistently talking about the same narrow topic? Are you using consistent language? Are other credible sites mentioning you in that context? All of this builds a kind of coherence that tells the AI you're a trustworthy expert.
This one is so important. AI models are, by their very nature, risk-averse. They are terrified of getting things wrong and misleading people. So they will almost always avoid content that makes wild, unverifiable claims or is just full of exaggerated marketing speak. Why? Because plain, neutral, fact-based content is just so much safer for it to summarize without messing up the meaning.
And of course, you've got to remember that not all these AIs are built the same. Each one has its own little personality. Perplexity, for example, loves that academic, research-style content with lots of traceable citations. Gemini is all about Google's structured knowledge graph, so it wants clean, factual data. And ChatGPT, well, it relies heavily on the Bing search index. This all means that a one-size-fits-all strategy just isn't going to cut it.
Okay, so that's a lot of the what and the why. Now let's get to the really good stuff, the how. We're going to walk through a really clear 10-step action plan that you can actually start using right away. Let's knock out the technical foundation first. Number 1, optimize for Bing. I'm serious. So many AIs, including ChatGPT, pull from Bing's index. Number 2, go back and build those answer-first content blocks we just talked about. 3, use schema markup to literally tell the AIs what your content is about. And 4, get your robots.txt and the new llms.txt files in order to give the AI crawlers clear instructions. All right, the next chunk of steps, they're all about one thing: building trust. And the absolute best framework for that is EEAT. That stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. It's basically the checklist for proving your content is credible.
So how do you actually signal EEAT? Well, step 5 is to create one single authoritative about page. The AI needs to understand who you are as an entity before it can trust you. Then, step 6, start injecting original data, unique quotes from experts, and real case studies into your content. This is the verifiable proof of expertise that an AI loves to see.
But trust signals don't just live on your own website. For step 7, make sure you're optimizing your YouTube videos with full transcripts and chapters. That turns them into citable, structured gold mines of information. And for step 8, you need to earn those mentions in relevant communities, places like Reddit, Quora, and niche blogs. These outside voices are absolutely critical for validating your authority.
And finally, please, this is not a set it and forget it kind of thing. Step 9 is vital. You have to track where you're showing up and how often you're being cited. And all that data feeds right into step 10, which is to constantly iterate and update your content. These models love fresh information. Recency is a massive trust signal.
So, if you take away just one thing, let it be this: winning in this new era of AI search isn't about having the loudest marketing voice. It's about being the clearest, the safest, and the most structurally perfect source of information out there.
Which brings us right back to that first and most important question. Looking at your content right now, not as a human, but through the eyes of an AI, is it built to be chosen?